One, two, three.
There it goes live.
All right, y'all. You already know we ain't do Freestyle Friday. We didn't have Saturday Night Lights. So the brothers hit me. They said they wanted to do a Sunday night session on Nation Building, and that's where we at with it. So Rahul is back for light, and before you want to play the song before or after y'all introduce yourselves.
Well, we can introduce ourselves. What you want to talk about?
Some other brothers coming in shortly. If not, you know us. We'll pop up anytime.
I'm looking for a live stream.
Anyway, we're on YouTube.
Yeah. All right, we can start it off, and then we with the song "Honey Bach." The Honey Bach Atun, aka the Magic Man, Master Sound Therapist. Pick the song "Top" by Kenny Burke. Hey.
Everything that we want to. Meanwhile, are we losing? Because we won't let it go. And yeah, let's start thinking what we're doing. Don't let nothing change your mind. Let's start heading homeward down. Get off the ground, start losing, yeah, losing. Keep rising to the top. Give it all you got. You gotta wake up. Wake up your body, wake up your body, wake up your body and move it around. Keep on believing all the dreams inside you. And don't stop achieving, yeah. Let some love shine on through. And don't fight the feeling. Just keep on feeling. Everybody keep on moving. 'Cause I know we can get it over. So baby, give it all you got. Let's keep rising to the top. Give it all you got. And we won't let nobody stop us. Give it all you got. And just keep trying, yeah. Give it all you got. Oh, baby. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. You got all you got. Big time. lot of confusion.
Right.
But the time has finally come. Let's get it done. Keep moving, yeah, moving. Let's keep rising to the top. And don't let nobody stop. Just keep trying, yeah. Keep on giving to the child. Give it all you got. Spread some love a little far. Give it all you got. Keep on giving all you got. Give it all you got. We're rising to the top. We won't let nobody stop what we're doing. Yeah. Give it all you got. From somebody. Give it all you got. Feelings getting strong. Give it all you got. What we're doing. Give it all you got. Just keep it strong. Give it all you got. Feelings getting strong.
Yep. So that was Rising to the Top by Kenny Burke. You heard him talk about destroy the illusions because that's what causes the confusion.
True indeed, Twin Spirit. That's exactly what it's about. You know, that's exactly what it's about. You know, and what we're about to table tonight is going to be major. For we're going live, but I like the fact that through the technology that we have, people can go back and tune in when it's archived later on. So bottom line is, this here is a step in the right direction. This I know for sure.
Yeah. So
Keep on building.
keep on moving. Keep rising. He said for y'all to introduce yourself. We have a new edition tonight on the table. Y'all call it the round table, right? You and Honey. But so Honey, you know, introduce yourself and then you can have Atlanta's.
Well, thank you so much, Twin Spirit. The tone of voice that you're listening to is the one and only. Of course, I do have a Twin Spirit. That was the tone of voice that you just heard. And my beautiful sister, who's a master sound therapist and a master healer and so many other things for me and the family and the rest of the world. The tone of voice you're listening to is Huni Bak Atun, even though a lot of people want to get my name all kind of twisted, but it's Huni Bak Atun, also known as the Magic Man. Okay? I'm always an honor to be amongst the masters, the teachers, and people who don't want to go by any particular title, but it's all good. The bottom line is I look at all of us on this panel and many others that's soon to come up here as willing workers, okay? Real willing workers that's standing up, being counted, and doing our part for our overall liberation. And on that note, I'm gonna put it on pause for the next person to make their voice heard.
Peace and love, family, out there in the boundless universe. This is Ani Konsun of Atlantis Awakes. I'm very welcomed and happy to be upon the panel. And I'm going to put it on pause and give it to the next person.
Go ahead.
You know, Black Sun. Building.
All right, so this is Fatima Mahdi. I don't really like the titles. Master Sound Therapist. I'm stuttering. Yes, Master Sound Healer. So anyway, tonight's topic, the brother brought up a good topic. Atlantis awakes, good energy of nation building and the steps to do that, as well as information and affirmation, right? Right, brother?
Yes, indeed,
Check it
sister.
out. Yeah. So I'm gonna pose a question, and I guess you could go. We could go from there, and whoever wants to answer first, Master Hooney, or you, Master Atlantis. So or Master. But the question is, what will be the first step towards nation building?
The first step, I'm gonna go ahead and answer it. If the panel doesn't mind. Again, this is Ani Konsun of Atlantis Awakes. The first thing that I know and believe, if I have to use the lack of a better words, to the first step of nation building would be first your mind, because you can't build a nation unless you have it in your mind. And then once you have it in your mind, you also will have to think, what kind of nation do I want to be a part of? What kind of nation do I visualize? What kind of nation can I get other people to visualize? You know, what would be my land? What would be my language? What would my people be wearing? You know, what location would we be at? So all these things first will have to rise in your mind. And you would have to get with the minds of the people you want to build your nation with. That's why we're having this global, worldwide conversation right now with anybody who's tuning in, whose main concern is nation building. So while we talk to different entities and different personalities, we can get different minds. And when we get all our minds linked to one key ingredient or key thought or key way of seeing it, then we can move on to the next step, which will be how we want to go in and build in the nation. Because you can't build a nation if you want everybody to wear red, but the people in your nation want to wear blue. So first you would have to come to agreement in the mind, in the spirit, in the soul, and then you can move forward. So I would think that would be your first step to nation building.
You there, honey?
Yes, I'm here, and that's a very, very good answer, very accurate answer I'd like to give to you, Atlantis Awake. Thank you for sharing that. What I like to add on to this is with any nation, we got to start off at the beginning with is a solid foundation. And without a solid foundation, it can easily be crumbled. And this is one of the things that has happened so many times with so many of our greats, and yes, they are great, that have came. And I'm talking about the intentions that many men and women and people of our nation, pretty much all over the world, but I'm going to mainly concentrate right here on the shores of America when I look at a certain mentality. So as we look at showing our respect for the people who came before us, our predecessors, to all of us who are real leaders, who's picking ourselves up, doing what we're supposed to do to make things happen for ourselves, each other, our families, and then the rest of the world, because it goes beyond, race and gender and all of that. But, help starts at home. So this is the type of foundation that I'm talking about right now. Without that solid foundation, we can easily be divided. It makes it easier for someone to come and infiltrate a nation that we're trying to build. So by this new foundation I'm talking about is to make sure that we're thorough in what we're talking about, to make sure that, and let me say this right now, in this new foundation for what we're trying to add on is we don't have to agree 100% of the time. That's one of the things that have been holding us back for such a long time. So with the new foundation, we want to set that off right now. And I know throughout so many years that if it's a small chance of that happening, that 100% of the people is going to agree 100% of the time. And a lot of people have been waiting for that. So when we set this foundation, we want to set it with this, knowing this in mind and accepting this in mind that 100% of the people is not going to agree 100% of the time. But with this new foundation that I'm talking about, is we can feel free to disagree, but we don't have to be so disagreeable. But when it comes down to what we are talking about before we went live, we're talking about the overall liberation for all of us, okay? The overall liberation, and that will be the main focal point, because freedom is a self-expression from individuals to couples to families to so on and so forth. But the overall, and we're going to make that the main goal, okay? As we build this foundation and get to the apex of what we're trying to say, okay, well, now we're at our apex when it comes to uh, the nation building itself. And that the foundation has been built, the structures, and now, okay, now we finally got to the point where we're at the apex. We're at the pinnacle of what we want to be at. And that's always going to be the main focal point, is our overall liberation. Okay? So it's not just about me, it's about all of us. That's what I'm talking about right there when we're talking about building a solid foundation.
That's right, Nazak, brother. To add on to the build of the great message that you just said, I like to say this. When we're talking about the ultimate liberation of our people, that's a key ingredient to start. See, a lot of times with our people, we'll get into the politics or the politics, the semantics, the he said, she said, I'm right, you're wrong. We don't ever focus really, and that's the center of our focus is liberation. We can all say, do you like being in pain? Most people gonna say, no, I don't like being in pain. Do you like to eat whatever you like to eat as much as you like to eat? Yeah, I like that. Do you like to do things that bring you enjoyment in life? Yes. So if we wanted to make a nation with different personalities, which we call our people, which we call our kin, which we call our race, whether it's the human race or our race, we have to be able to incorporate all of those different personalities, because this guy might want to be in the nation and build a nation with us, but he might want to play soccer all day. You know what I'm saying? But we will have to make it where he could play soccer all day if that's what he wanted to do. Because as soon as we say, no, you can't play soccer all day, you gotta clean this wall all day. He don't want to be in the nation, and then we start to argue amongst each other. But if we could all agree and say, if we become the majority and we all go somewhere where we all could be at peace in our each and every way and have some type of moral bracket, but where people could say, I can do this and she can do that, and I can believe this or I can know that, and I can eat this way and she can eat that way, but that's my brother, that's my sister, I love them, they love me, I want what's best for them in life, they want what's best for me in life, and then have a strong mindset, because if your mind is not strong, somebody could easily come in and break you down. So the mind is the key ingredient, and the liberation, I would say, the second key ingredient, or blend the two together. Liberate the mind and liberate yourself. And by liberating yourself, you can liberate another, because then you could say, well, I was in the same thing. Like, for instance, let's say if somebody smoked cigarettes and they were addicted to the cigarettes, just like a lot of our people are addicted to this mental disease and this false image of self that we have of each other or ourselves, right? So I say that they constantly smoking, right? And a brother comes into them and tries to tell them, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that because da da da. They might not listen to that brother. They might not listen to that sister because they didn't approach them right. The person who's smoking might just like the smoke, or the person who's smoking might just be addicted. We have to be smart enough to see what situation are they in. Is it affecting their health? Because you got some people living to 108 and they smoke, you know what I mean? So those are personal issues. That would be something personally he has to follow or she has to follow. So for me or another person say, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't eat that way, now we're on the personal level. But what we can agree is whether you smoke whether she drink, whether he eats meat, whether he doesn't eat meat, whether she's a Christian, he's no religion. Are we not falling under the same trap? Are we not being controlled by the same people? Is not our image being portrayed in the negative stereotype it is worldwide? And once we all can agree on that, then if we focused on that, that would be the liberation. And then when we get liberated, then we can start working on personal issues. But really, we worry too much about personal issues instead of global issues that affect all of us. What, personal issues aside, whether she want to dance at the club or she don't want to dance at the club, I might say, I don't really like the sister out there all night doing that. But that's a personal issue. But if the sister love herself, if the sister love the nation, if the sister is doing what she needs to do, her offspring got food in their stomachs, everybody's good, the family's happy, then I would have to leave those personal issues alone. See, that's the problem with us. We're getting a personal issue. People will be talking about, I'm right because I follow such and such, and you wrong because you don't follow such and such. These are personal opinions, personal issues, personal viewpoints, personal ideologies. But one thing, you paying rent, he's paying rent. You got to go to the store and buy your food, they got to go to the store and buy their food. You under the man, he under the man. You know what I'm saying? You a slave of the system in this matrix, they a slave in the system in the matrix. That's what we can agree on. And then once we agree on that, then we can say, so what should we do now as a people to get out of these things instead of worrying about what you doing or what she's doing in your personal life? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's also a key ingredient to worry about the main issue, which would be, how do we come up out of the system? How do we become self-efficient? How, if the brother want to eat meat, how can he grow his own chickens? You know what I'm saying? If the brother want to eat vegetables, or the sister want to eat vegetables, how you going to grow your own vegetables? If the brother wants to party all night, how are you going to party all night on your land in a safe environment where you are safe and out of harm's way, and you're not also harming anyone else? Because once you harm somebody else, it's not a personal issue anymore. It's a, I wouldn't say a global issue, but it's a more than one. You just put your problems on somebody else. Now you got a personal issue in a sense, but let me see the word I'm looking for.
Somebody else has an issue.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I wanted to say something to you. You saying the word nation, the nation building. To me, when I hear the nation, I hear two words. Nay. That absolutely has to go. You're dealing with building a nation. You can't, no shunning.
That's right. And that's why I was saying that we cannot keep beating each other up. They have beat us up so much.
Also, order. Everything has order.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, absolutely. The mind has to be healed first, because, like as you said, people aren't even aware that they're oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else's ideals or perceptions, and they're living by these pushed perceptions in their lives every day. So that's why a nation can be built with like minds, those that resonate on peace and compassion. Regardless, it wouldn't be no shunning against those amongst those like minds. Those minds would know moral fiber. Those minds, because like I said before we went live, the first nation that has to be built is the mind nation. Your mind has to be right. So regardless if that person is, for example, the Chinese people have different, we were talking about this last night, different religions or whatever, but they all buy inside of each other. They don't buy outside of that.
Exactly.
Each other's businesses. But see, they're like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it operates. So they know that they want to live this way, and this is helping keep the money amongst their people, yada, 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 because they are a closed off country. They don't have We get imports from China.
Correct.
So they have a like-mindedness. When you don't own anything, but you put all the work into it, you own the air condition, the stoplight, the iron, the comb and the brush, all of that. Patent by us, but if it's taken and it's being sold in stores, and we have nothing to do with that. So when you open your mind or free your mind, and then you will see that all of the things that you need to develop your own nation, when the nation in your mind, there's no shunning in your mind anymore. Shunning in your mind. So those like minds can get together and build this thing, and then okay, you get it together, and people say, "Oh wow, this is a good idea." No, you still need order. Let's see. Brother such and such, where I live. Now you can do what you want. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to see brother such and such beating up his wife and we live together and nobody's saying nothing. Well, I don't want to see sister such and such thinking she can walk down the street, everything out.
That's right.
See, but that's why I like mine, because even a Christian woman could see that. Even a Hebrew Israelite brother would want that if he's at a like mind.
But
so it goes along with what you were saying.
Can I build on to that?
Yeah.
See, that's what I was saying about these issues. First, we have to be liberated. For instance, let's say a sister wanted to walk naked. She said, "I'm from Africa. You know, when I was in Mama Africa, I was walking up butt naked. Nobody raped me. Nobody touched me. Nobody had lustful thoughts about me." But in America, since we've been prone to think, "Oh, you hanging it all out, you must be you this and this and that." So that's what I was saying. We have to first get past those. Go ahead.
No, from me, I wouldn't be saying that this sister is this and this and that.
No, but the men would, not you.
But even I think it's beautiful that the women can walk around like that in Africa, and the men in the community aren't walking around with hard-ons all day. I think that's beautiful. But we amongst the people that still have pornographic in their mind when they think about sex.
Exactly. That's why the mind is what we have.
We have a ways to go. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, honey, this is not for you. We can't. I don't want to see your ass. That's for your man. Or that's in the bush where you came from. We can help you get back to there. That's going to help you. I'm not judging you. That's beautiful. What can we do to help you get back there?
You nation building then.
Still nation building. That's what I'm saying. And ain't no. I'm not judging, but I'm being realistic. See, you was talking about the ticks too, with the politics. Anytime you hear those words with the ticks, you know it's a problem. Egotistic. You know what I'm saying? All of those things drain you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But so I'm saying, like, if that's fine, if that's what she want to do, or if the brother, you know, it's his culture to beat up women, then how can we help you get there? Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, let's keep it real. I don't like brothers who beat his wife. But see, a lot of times a brother would try to defend the woman who's getting beat. And what does she do most of the time? "That's my man, leave him alone." So then now you got both of them attacking you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying,
make it happen.
If she wants to be with a man who beats her up, that's on her. But if she is in a situation where she needs help and she's asking for the help, that's when it's time to be a nation and say, "Brother, you need to leave sister alone because sister said da-da-da. And sister got all of us behind him." Then brother gonna be like, "Well, he ain't gonna fight all of us, so he gonna listen." But if that's what they get into and they love it, then we're gonna help you go to where you need to go. You know what I mean? And you can beat each other up all you want. But
I grew up around that. It's missing. Now there's no accountability, and some people need accountability. because all people don't know who they are. So some people need that accountability, that checks and balances. Some of them need religion. They do to get right. So I'm not judging because you might need that, but I come from brothers that's gonna get together and whoop such and such ass because he put his hand on sister such and such, and he get right or get left. That's missing. Where a sister is hungry because her brother, you know, she married or she had kids or whatever, and he left, and the community got together and gave her money, helped her pay her bills.
Yeah.
Instead of just leaving it to the wayside and she got to make it happen for herself. That's nation building. And we don't all have to live in the same vicinity to make stuff happen like that. You know how many people pay polls on Facebook, but they might be struggling right now, can't eat, but they connected to a. I don't want to say his name, but I know a brother right now that's homeless every day. The tent, but he sits next to Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So he can be on Facebook because he's trying to get money. He's trying to connect to brothers where he is so he could get out of that situation. But what people do, they judge him
because we ain't learned to care.
He has a criminal history. He can't. A lot of the jobs turn him away, but he got skills.
And that's
yeah. So
ahead,
I'm apologize. I'm mouth almighty sometimes.
You good, sister. You good. But I wanted to build on what you were saying about that brother, whoever he is. You know, may he come to what he's looking for in this life and the next. But let's keep it on him for a second. I help many brothers every day who got a criminal record, but they say I can paint your house really good. How much money you need, brother? Usually something really small, $50, something to eat. I can do that, but I'm not going to be like, you know, nah, man, you're a criminal, ain't having you around, because I should be a man and I should be able to look a man in his eyes and not judge, but see who he is and who he's not. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we got this big stereotype of what a criminal is or what a homeless person is. Like, you ain't living paycheck to paycheck too, a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be on the street too, you know what I'm saying? But while you in your comfort zone, you forget, deny your brothers and sisters. And that's not nation building. Nation building would be like this. Brother, I don't have much money myself, but I'm going to give you $10. This is what I can do this week. Now, I'm going to see how you did with that $10 this week. And if you got in a better predicament, a better situation, that you in now, like you actually took the money, you bought something to eat, you bought some clothes, like I'm gonna ask him, what do you need? Now, if he says, I need food, okay, I'm gonna give you some food, but be honest with me, and then I can tell you I can do it or not. He might say, I need a bed. He might say, I need some clothes. He might say, I need a phone. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times they're so scared. I like
how you talk, because I don't see, people forget about. People are like, I think I mentioned last night, when people would just want to be angelic beings and cherubims, but nobody wants to look at the disagreeable side or the negative side. There's always a negative. That's how it's a positive.
Yeah, don't get duped. Don't get duped.
Yeah.
Because some people out there, you know, ain't giving
I was saying this,
nowhere.
I said that to say this, that because people have criminal history, depending, you know, a brother may have sold drugs or something like that, but a person that's an arsonist, that's what the brother did. I'm just saying, like, a person that may be a child abuser, you know, for that, those people need a different type of rehabilitation.
Yeah, I mean,
and like, I mean, I'm not saying to not help them, but I'm saying we're talking about the overall freedom of the mind and the nation building. Like, we could do an economic system, or, you know, that's always, let's get the people together. Like, you got this, I got this, let's get it together. But coming together, and it's you know, a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters they become on a conscious path, and their names are different. Egyptian name or the Nubian name or a Muslim name. I want to know your real government name.
Yeah, like
because
go ahead, sis.
Look in your stuff, but it ain't no high. Like we want to build the nation. Yeah, I trust your energy. I know your energy. I can tell you about your whole life if you wanted me to. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, sister. It's like you cannot hide behind a name, cannot be hide behind a mask. You cannot hide behind a religion. You cannot hide with a philosophy, because your nature will always come out eventually. So people should not be looking at what religion they is. Oh, I'm a Christian, so I'm good. Or I'm a Hebrew Israelite, so I know. No, that stuff don't really matter. What matters is, and I'm not dissing no Christians or Hebrew Israelites, so anybody listen, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it's nature. Is his nature, is her nature, is their nature okay with my nature? Because I want to build a nation, where there is no judging or no shunning, but I want the nature to be a positive vibrational energy. And anything that wants to be in my nation or our nation would have to be, well, if I was making my nation, I'm going to just be personal for a second. I would like somebody of a high vibration, or somebody who is a good-hearted person. Maybe they might have messed up a little bit in life, but overall their heart is clean, pure, and they're ready to move on and do better in life. I would not want somebody who might be dark as midnight, like, let's say I'm just, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the darker you are, the more close to your roots you is, you know what I mean? I don't want to get in all that nonsense, because I'll put it this way. Dr. York wrote a book called Black Devils, right? And that book was to say that we be skipping out of the devils that look just like us, because we're always looking for a pale devil, or whatever devil we envision in our head. But we need to be on the lookout to who is against us, who is against themselves, who is against just the world, who, they got a grudge with everything, and how we stay away from them, weed those people out so we can get our people. Because when we say our people are really people who are like-minded, because you can't be a person's people if you have nothing agreeable or nothing in common or nothing to talk about. So how is that person your people? How is that person your like mind? How is that person self and kind? They wouldn't be self and kind. They would be something foreign. And what a lot of times what our people are trying to do, we're trying to get everybody who got color, everybody got so-called 9 ether, curly, nappy hair, whatever you want to call it, everybody who looks like they're African descent, Aboriginal, Moor, whatever you want to call these names that we call ourselves. But we need to focus on one main ingredient. Who is for the better upliftment of the human race? Who is wanting to be self-efficient? Who wants to raise their children or their offsprings in a good, nice, clean environment? Who do we allow to be around our children? Because we can't just have anybody around our children, because the world has already told us that people will do things to our children. People will try to hurt our children. People will try to molest our children. People will try to take advantage of our children. So we can't just have everybody in the nation. We have to have that select few. Even America will say, when they got somebody trying to come in here, they look at their record. They don't be like, yeah, come on. They got to go through a process of check.
That's what I'm saying. And
you know what I'm saying?
And you even have with nation building, you saying like if someone that doesn't have that understanding of who they are, but they're willing to learn, is people with special, I'm gonna say powers that could help them along the way or aid them along the way. There's many levels of consciousness. It's not just one. So the whole thing of nation building is for us to be one mind, but
Exactly.
many versions of that one mind. So I don't to the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that might sound spooky to some people, but that's where the nation building, like I said, it's the mind first. So everybody is their individual nation. So
And universe and
and
multiverse.
yeah. So what I'm talking to them is talking to their spirit, and I talk to anybody. I talk to homeless people. It doesn't matter. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you never know. Like the man came. Went out to get some vegetables today, and the man was sitting. He just looked like he was crying his eyes out. You know, and I wasn't flirting or anything, but another person. But I talked to his spirit. I said, he needed to tell you, you look really handsome, even though your eyes are red. And he was like, wow, I really needed to hear that. Thank you so much. You know, he got up and he opened the door for us and held it and helped us with the bags. And, you know, just small kindness when you talk to the spirit. Wow.
And that's what I was trying to get.
Yeah.
What you were saying right there, sister, is what if our nation is a nation of spirits which are incarnated or in the physical vehicle or the body that we call this. And even if they don't want to get in the spirit, maybe it's atheists listening, your brain, your personality, your persona, a good persona. Maybe it's just finding good personas, good souls, good personalities that you can sit there and enjoy and build with and grow with and actually, move up and not down. But what we do is saying we got to save everyone. You know what I'm saying? The Japanese ain't saying they got to save every criminal in their society. They just know we all Japanese and we going to do the best for our Japanese society. The Chinese saying we ain't going to save everybody and bring them to heaven.
The Japanese flag explains their nation.
Yeah. That's it.
Not no stars and stripes.
Yeah, but we as a people, we want to save everybody. Like, no place on earth is like that. No place on earth, there's no nation on earth where everybody's crispy Kringle. Everybody's just perfect. Everybody's just, it's all good. You know what I mean? That's not reality. The reality would be is those of us who are tired of the predicament and the situation that we are in, we have to get with like minds, and we know they're everywhere. We got family all over this planet and outside of the planet and beyond it. To get together and say, all right, sister, what do you got? I'm good at sewing. Okay, well, I'm going to get the fabric because I got a good deal on the fabric. Oh, and I'm going to get da-da-da. And then we all get together, and next thing you know, we got shirts. Next thing you know, we on the block. Next thing you know, we got people coming. And then we got to give a positive image of ourselves, because all they see is what the TV show, and most of the time, or the paper. So-and-so shot so-and-so, someone robbed so-and-so.
So that means you would have to own a TV station too.
Mm-hmm. And if we don't even own it, we have to look in partnerships like, hey, can we be on your show? Or hey, can we have some air? Or let's save us some money. How much is it going to be? Tell our brothers and sisters we needed this much money to be on live. Because soon as we get on live on, let's say, a broad, let's say CNN, we paid, I don't know, $60, more than that, however much money they offering together to get a message across to the world. You know what I mean?
What I discovered with the you remember when everything was analog and now it's digital? I discovered that it's a lot of open air spaces because of that. And most people had to convert to cable or watch TV on their watch programs on the computer because of because of that, it's a lot of cheap that you can buy into the broadcast. So it's just research, and we got so many people. Like, I'm a graphic designer. I mean, we got people to do stuff like that, but that part, we can make the list and get together and write. But the thing is, to see how we resonate, and that it's no battle. There's no ego when we talk. It's just peace and it's flowing. Like actually you say something and I spark it in my mind and I'm Hooney's on pause, but I'm quite sure Hooney's mind is all over the board like, ooh, 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 ooh. You see, that like-minded energy, that like-minded consciousness, your nation is agreeable and disagreeable with my nation. We're a magnetic pull. You know what I'm saying? This is what the nation needs. That magnetic pull where it's just one mind. We know inherently, naturally, when something is off. When a person should not, yeah. And you know how to raise that. See, this is where you show, and then when people, like I said, some people need religion. So they need to see that to follow suit. Some people have to fake it to make it.
I mean, religion ain't nothing but, let me put it this way. I'm not disrespecting any religion, but
No, neither.
Personal opinion, my personal view, and hopefully maybe the panel also can agree on this, is religion is playing role. It's a role game. You want to dress up as, who you want to pretend you are. You want to think you from some great something out there, and everybody else is beneath you. Instead of just saying, you know, I'm just me, and you just you, and I like you, and you like me. Now let's come together and do something great. That would be better than, to me, personally, than religion. Where it's like we don't like them because, you know, they Hebrews, man. We the nation of Islam. We better, you know, we Nawabians, man. You know, we got. I mean, that's all good and grandy, but it ain't ever got us anywhere. It don't get nobody anywhere. You don't see in Japan. I'm gonna keep using them as an example. You got the Shinto. The Shinto follow the old religion of Japan, and then you got the Buddhist part of Japan. Then you got the atheist part of Japan. Then you got the Krishna or Christian side of Japan, right? All of these people got different beliefs, but when it comes to giving money, they giving it back to Japan. When it comes to thinking as a people, they thinking as one. And they add each other's differences into what they talk about, into what they think about, and into how they move. Now, we as a people got to learn how to do that, because a lot of us say, man, we the Hebrew Israelites, and we ain't messing with these people because they ain't following Yahweh or something. You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, brother, he's our enemy. He's hurting me. He's hurting you. He's taking the earth and making me pay for it, and he's doing the same to you. How are we going to come together to get rid of that? And that's when we move. Anybody who's a nation, because we all many nations. You know, like you said, we individual universes, multiverses, just alone. You know, how many thoughts have we already thought in our mind in this second? You know what I'm saying? So we as multidimensional beings.
That's something that me and myself and have on. Me and Honey, we do perfect harmony and sound therapy, where we deal with the mind. You know, it might sound like a commercial, but we deal with those issues that block people. Relationships, abuse. We deal with that. We talk to people, we talk to them, and we raise their vibration or their mind frequency to heal. So we could do this stuff because, you know, it's for everyone. It is. And maybe they don't know it. And so I think we deal with the like minds, and I'm listening to you, and I'm quite sure Honey will agree. You dealing with, you know, that right reason. You know what I'm saying? So you on track. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away from anything you said. That everything you said is on point. But I'm saying the little part is a part of the bigger picture. And we need this. We coming together. We got what? The Master Builders Corporation going. You know, they have their own business, but we promote their businesses. You know, so people could support their businesses, and as well as them supporting ours. And the whole thing is just to raise the people is period.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And to get some money. Ain't nothing wrong with money. I don't know why people act like something wrong with money.
I mean, cash right now rules everything around us right now. So I mean,
yeah,
you
it's
can't
nothing
say
wrong with money.
Get rid of money and then you got money.
The fool.
Yeah.
You know what? I just want to say this, because I deal with, but real quick, people when they talk about Jesus or whoever, Bill, they talk about Jesus like he was this poor man walking around with sandals and a long dress. And no, he fed 12 people at a table. I'm not saying that it's real, but just
drinking wine and everything,
Yeah, they drinking wine and stuff. He had loot.
Breaking bread and all that. Got
money.
got
Where you think he lived at? They lived Mary had him in an inn. That was a hotel back then. That cost. She came from that was bread. That was money. Stop. I'm saying if you want to, let's deal with reasoning. If that's what you want to believe,
Hey, I mean, like I was saying, a women cleaning his feet. You know what I mean? His dad was supposed to be a carpenter. He was making money.
Carpenter? Come on.
Yeah.
Everybody needs
he learned the trade too.
Right.
So, yeah, we leave all those key ingredients out of the story because a lot of people live in a fantasy land because it would be nice if everything was no money. But most of the entities on this planet deal with some type of currency, whether it be gold, silver, whether it be paper, fiat, credit card, some type of currency. So the thing would be, instead of giving another nationality that has nothing to do with what you're trying to build, or another race that has nothing to do with what you're trying to do for your people, why don't we get together and feed our own system, feed our own power structure, feed our own economics, and then everything will be booming with us, and we can still do whatever personal things we might want to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's not make it, a nation is not a religious thing. And I see a lot of times when we make a nation as a people, we make it into a religious thing. Like, we're the nation of Islam, we're the nation of Hebrew Israelites, we're the nation of whatever, you know what I'm saying? We're the nation of Moors. I mean, but then we talk about being Muslims. So
what's that song? You just made me think of a song.
Go ahead.
One nation under a guru. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's an old school.
Well, I thought of that because he's really talking about one mind, one vibration.
Yeah, you're right.
A groove is a vibration. He's talking like it's not anything religion. It just is. Love just exists. You just exist. You don't have to think about existing like, oh, today I'm gonna live. Oh, I'm gonna put right down. You know what I'm saying? So those illusionary things, like the first song we were playing, them illusions. Illusion. Ain't no daggone religion.
Yeah, religion don't exist besides the mind. So, like the brother was saying, we gotta liberate our minds. By liberating our minds, religion gotta go, because we say, wait, I was here before religion. Right. I was here before that Bible. I was here before I saw the tree. I was the one who started to think what it might be. And somebody gave me an idea of what I'm seeing. But if we could actually come back to the mindset of just looking at things, not trying to name them, not trying to break them down, not trying to say it's a this and a that, but just looking at it for what it is, and then having an overstanding of its being. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying she's this or she's going to be that way. He's this, he's going to be that way. That tree's called a oak tree and that tree's called a blah, blah, blah. Instead of just seeing whatever image we're seeing and just accepting the image for what it is. You know what I mean? And that's a very hard thing to do. That's why liberating the mind takes time. You got to focus on your breathing. You got to focus on your surroundings. What energy is around you? What noises are you hearing? What did you look at today? How many signs did you pass today? And now you want this burger because you seen a girl on TV eating it, and it's like, I want one now. Or you see some guy smoking in a movie and he's tough, and you think smoking makes you tough, so you want to have a cigarette. So we got to be very on point on what we allow in our minds. That's the main ingredient. Our mind. You cannot do a nation or liberate anyone until you liberate your own mind. And that's what I think. And I wouldn't listen to anybody trying to tell me don't do this, and you doing it, man. You ain't even got free yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, because a lot of these leaders, they ain't even fully free, but they want to tell you what you're doing wrong. See, don't tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. And then I'm going to tell you what you're doing right. And then we're going to work on what we're doing right until we both doing better. You know
but the thing is, that's why I say nobody wants to deal with the negative. Like, it's nothing wrong with him or whoever.
Yeah. But don't make it your main focus. Like, you.
Yeah, no, not being your main focus, but if he can tell you what you're doing right and tell you what you do wrong to make your right better.
But I think right now we as a people know what we're doing wrong. I mean, we've been knowing that for 6,000 years. Like, you know, that dude gonna sell some rocks. He gonna beat this girl. They gonna sell drugs over there. He gonna shoot you over there. That girl, she say she this, but she was with this guy last night, and I saw her coming. We know what we're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But we need to finally say what we're doing right, because most of the image that we see is what we're doing wrong. The whole world sees us as what we're doing wrong. They don't say so and so made the refrigerator, and without that man, we wouldn't have a refrigerator. They didn't say that, you know, without them, we wouldn't have the stoplight. You know, without them, we wouldn't have the gas mask. Without them, we wouldn't have soles for our shoes. Without them, we wouldn't pretty much have anything. That's not the image that is being portrayed. What's being portrayed is they're going to shoot you, kill you, bust up in your house, take your mom, duct tape her. So that's all we got in our mind.
And not true.
And that's all our children grow up to see.
What would you say? I have a question. If you there, Hooney, you can answer the question too. You said something and just brought an idea into my mind to ask you a question. The question is, brothers point out, or build, you know, people that's doing to point out what's wrong. So, since the night is nation building, could you tell me one thing that we as a people are doing because it's people and it's,
all right, I'll give you something simple. This conversation that we're having tonight is something we're doing right, because we could be talking about anything. We could be talking about a celebrity. We could be talking about who we don't like. We can talk about some food. What are we talking about? We're talking about how to help our people. We're talking about how to help each other. And that's just one thing. We got a brother like Chief White Buffalo. Regardless what people say, the brother got land. He's welcoming people in. We got people like myself, Atlantis Awakes Publications. What we're trying to do is make children books. You know, we supply organic food to anybody who might need it. You can just hit us up and we give it to you at a low price, because, you know, nothing is free because I got to go get it. But it ain't going to be, let's say, I might give you $1,000 worth of food for $50. Now you and your family got the best food to eat for some time, for a little bit, you know, $50 instead of paying $1,000. So that's something how I'm actually losing money, but I want to help my people, because I know with them being helped, that's helping myself. Because if I can get you right, I know you're going to get me right when you get right. So it's about getting each other right. Like, for instance, I know you said you do graphic designing. I actually need some graphic designing. I do graphic design as well, but I might not can do it like you. So I can say, you know, sister, let me see what you got. Or how much is that? Okay, I'm going to support you, sister, because, you know, I like what you do. That's doing something right. Anytime we help each other and lift each other up and brag about, hey, somebody's talking about, let's say, engineering. Well, I know a good engineer, and he's one of our people. Oh, look at Neil deGrasse Tyson. Or look at the guy who did string theory. You know, we can name some names and say, you know, we're doing this and this and this as a people. So what do you mean we dumb when some of the smartest people in science are people of color? What do you mean that we dumb? You know, when everybody's trying to copy our fashion. What do you mean that, you know, we ain't nothing when everybody want to look at the next Will Smith movie coming out, regardless if I like him or not? The man has people all over the world who like him, and he's a man of color. The only thing I would ask these people to do is, give us some of that. But I like his daughter because look at his daughter. She's making positive music for our people. Regardless of if I like it or not, I be listening to her. I was like, she got a little soul, you know?
Yeah.
I be seeing sisters out here listening to Willow Smith, and she's actually got a positive image for them. And she's a person because she ain't over there talking about I want to shoot so and so in the face and I want to sell drugs.
She's from
No, yeah, she talking about Indigo Child and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, talking that real stuff. So that's some things that our people are doing.
So, but as a whole, as a people,
come from the planet that struck Tiamat
years ago. Yeah, but
that's the bill.
Well, I would say as a whole, as a people, can you name one thing that we do right as a people?
One thing that we do right as a people, as a whole, is I say one thing that we do right. We're good at accepting all people. The only problem I think we as a people is accepting ourselves. Because you'll have a little Korean boy be the only Korean because they didn't have no money and they couldn't go where the rich Koreans are, and now he's in the block. Who do you think is the first people to accept that, brother?
Right.
Us. Who do you think the first person to say, y'all, he cool, he's just showing them love, and now the Korean dude like, yeah, what's up, homie? You know what I mean? He became one of us. But then when one of us come in, it's like, oh, who's this? I don't like him. You know what I mean? I want to take his money. Well, who he think? Why he think he can wear that chain like that? Oh, he look at them J's he got. Who he think he is? But when they do it, it's like, oh, I like your J's. We got to stop that fake stuff. We got to learn how to love ourselves. And it's hard to love ourselves when all we've been fed in this country is a white, pale image of beauty.
Well, I think, I gather one thing that we do right as a people is music.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That,
right. Puerto Rican, I don't care if you're from Cuba or Africa or wherever. It's music. Mm-hmm. The whole world, the whole entire this planet
listens to our music.
Our people. Now name one European artist that everybody around the world listens to.
Nobody. Nobody.
So that means we control the vibration. So when people control our vibration with music, when they're putting certain music out there, you too. See?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why controlling your mind, music fills the whole mind.
You're right.
Where or how we listen to it. So I would say because we are the vibration. So if you can control us with our music,
you want something? Keep going. Yeah. If we could get control back over the music, you know what I'm saying, and put that positive vibration, then yeah, we probably control the world with that, because then we could put what we want to say as a people in the music, and they already listening to our music. Put a hot beat on there, have a light little cool tone, the double, whatever they liking right now, but have a good message. Then the world's listening to our plot. Instead of us just saying we gangsters, or we gonna pop some Molly, or we gonna make love to you, baby. You know what I'm saying? We can say this is what's going on with our people, and that's when hip hop was hip hop. Now, it's kind of changed, and that's the image that we're showing of ourselves, and that's how the world, since they all listen to our music, that's what they think we doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what these people are about. They tough. They gonna smack a girl in the face because they so gangster. Da 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 da. They gonna just do drive-bys. That's what they said in the song.
I listened to some of it, but my perception, I'm not controlled by perception. So I hear other stuff. You know what I mean? Like I hear what's the song? It's by what's his name? Future.
Yeah.
Mask
On. Oh yeah, Future. Yeah.
I didn't say he like Molly Percocet. Like that was the for those minds that need to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like he's talking about something spiritual.
Yeah, he be going deep sometime. I'm gonna have to give him that. Like even J. Cole, like. No, J. Cole, he's actually from where I'm from, Fayetteville. J. Cole, you know, I might not agree with all that lovey-dovey girl stuff, but when you listen behind that, what's his message? You know what I'm saying? His message is powerful for a young man of color, Melanite, being in the world at large. You know, even Tupac. How many people did he influence? How many people did still listen to the brother today? Got it. You know, you see people who ain't even part of Tupac's nationality and race, and they got a tattoo of Tupac on their chest or something. You know what I mean? So we need to have that control. And I think you pointed out something really good. We could get them by the music. We can say our message in the music. You know, I'm an artist as well, but that music, that vibration, them tones, like that measure, the octave, you know what I mean? We need to get them with that music. You just hit it right here. The music. That's it.
That's where I was going back to the sound therapy. Go ahead, babe.
It's always been the music.
Yep. But with the sound therapy.
It's always been the music. It's always been about tone, frequencies. Tones and frequencies or music. That's
and we need to get our tones back.
It don't have to be a full sequence of tones either. The sequence plays itself out as the tones vibrate.
As you put it out.
As it's put out. You know what I mean? No matter how it comes. Whether it's a sound, it could be one ping, ping. You know what I mean? And that's a tone. Yeah, man. So it was always the music. This is why I used to in church and all that. I used to talk about the thing coming in, or the choir, or the singing. And people like, oh, people think it's gonna be singing and all this shit in heaven. Well, it is, because the cherubims and the seraphims were tones. They were frequencies. They were musicians.
That's right. Hey, we on something tonight, because the thing is, that song that we played in the beginning before we even started this conversation, how we felt when we heard that song, we were uplifted. We need more uplifting music, not music that's gonna bring us down just because, you know, we good at music. We're gonna bring you straight. We need to bring you higher.
Hoonie Bopper too. Master Hoonie.
Hey, peace, B9. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you quiet, brother. You quiet.
No, I'm just asking, absorbing. I appreciate the respect. Yeah, just being respectful. I'm just enjoying the bill, Twin Spirit and Atlantis Awakes. Actually having, you know, and you already know me and Twin Spirit. We already one and the same. So I mean, her voice is actually my voice at the same time. You know, hey, let me share this. Let me share this right quick. I don't know how long I'm going to be on, so I want to make sure I get this in. A couple of things went across during that last exchange between Twin Spirit and Atlantis Awakes. And let me handle the first one first. This is from the files of Perfect Harmony and Sound Therapy, what I'm about to share. And here's something that we can do that we haven't done as a whole so far. So I want to put this to ourselves tonight while it's live and direct, as well as to the people who's tuning in or who will be tuning in the future. One of the things that we can do is learn from the enemy. When I say the enemy, and there's many enemies, okay? But I'm mainly talking about an enemy. You can take a people, and you know, hopefully all of us are conscious enough to speak about which particular enemies I am about to use for a high example. Okay, there's a certain people that can be generational enemies, and this is key. They can be generational enemies. Okay, for whatever reasons, right? And then a foreign enemy, and then a foreign or foreigner enemy that's different from the people who have been generational enemies. They will quickly put that full spit aside, take care of the foreigner or the foreign enemy, and then go right back to being enemies. So when I mainly talk about our people, the Melanites, the Sun people, the first people that was here, the first people of of the Most High and all the other stuff that we're talking about, right? Or should be talking about as far as nation building. That's the level, and it's not. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Now we have learned a whole lot of other stuff in the enemies, how to, how to think the way that they think. My thing is, why can't we adopt to that? And that's the other thing I want to say. I want to table that. Then I want us to think about that, because that's key. That's a very vital key. And the next key I want to share is we can get there if we choose to. And there haven't been a lot of us that have made that transition from being a mere follower to standing up and being counted, and stop looking towards any one person to take care of all of our things that we need to be taken care of. Okay, too many people have become too dependent on expecting one person or a few people to do what should be done. See, so this is where the other part comes in, that when in order for us to get on this pathway for our overall liberation, and that's the apex of where I would like for us to go when we talk about, the foundations, the strong foundation that we're building tonight, going all the way up to our apex or the pinnacle of where we need to go. And remember, even where we're at right now, we're building this foundation. All of us who are willing workers, all of us who have made the conscious choice to not just think about it, of course, getting our thoughts right, and that's very important, right? And we're getting our feelings right, because that's the second phase, right? In order for us to be on a similar accord, not necessarily the same accord, but a similar accord. And if we look at it that way, then we already taking major steps to get to where that pinnacle is. Okay, and like I said before, I know that 100% of us, it's just not gonna happen. I'm not saying that to be negative or anything, but I lived long enough to know that that just ain't gonna happen. That's not reality. That's not reality for some people who need to hear it that way. Okay, so but we can get to the point where we know that, and when I talk about overall survival, because we look at that we're living in a society, especially right here in the shores of America, that they don't have any problems at all about killing men, women, and children and getting away with it. They have got so comfortable doing what they're doing because they haven't seen no large uprising into the point where we're going to handle that. Okay? And for the listening audience, if you are listening, and they know every nation on this planet have a right to defend themselves. Okay, that's a way of nature. That's not even man or mankind's law. It's a way of things. And for some reason, we have got, and I'm saying as a whole now, a lot of us, let me put it that way, have got to the point where we have become comfortable in just accepting other people doing what they're doing. But before we can stop other people from doing what they have been doing and getting away with it, we got to stop the silliness and the stuff that's been going on amongst ourselves. And my condolences to the massive murder that took place a couple of weeks ago in Chicago. Okay, and this is what the whole world is watching. Okay, the whole world is watching a lot of stuff that we do. So, and on one hand, we got to make that separation. We got to make that separation between those people who are willingly working towards a common goal. Okay, and that's a nature thing. We don't have to rush. I was sitting back and proudly listening to the way that Twin Spirit and Atlantis Awakes was having that exchange, and the flow was in perfect harmony. Okay, and that's the way it should be. Okay, in order for us to continue to take this from not just talking about it, but being about it, and taking those right steps to make things happen for ourselves, each other. And when it comes down to protection and provision for ourselves and God. Okay, and we got to stop the silliness even when it comes down to that. And I often say, and I'm going to put this on pause, is we got to put our money where our mouth is. It's not so much about giving lip service and things like that. Yeah, I appreciate you and bigging each other up. Yes, that's all well and good, but we are suffering as a whole when it comes to a fair exchange. Now, earlier y'all was talking about commerce, okay?
Mhm.
Currency. Currency is something that currency, you look at it at 360 degrees, so that's something that's nonstop. Once it starts, it's no stop to it. That's what real currency is. And we haven't did that enough. We haven't took time to do it in the past, but this is what we're doing now. And we're going to keep that going. We're going to keep that currency going amongst ourselves because that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's
Mhm.
supposed to be. And I'm not saying it's not answered by, it's not saying that we won't go and patronize other businesses, but other people's business isn't helping us to make a massive come up in our fight for, I don't want to say freedom because, as I said earlier in the beginning,
Mhm.
freedom is a self expression. Freedom means to free the dome, and freedom isn't free. Everything costs. Okay. And so many people expect something for nothing.
Keep talking.
Everything costs. It might not be so much in commerce, but it's gonna cost in time and effort if you want to learn something. It's
Mhm.
gonna cost in some form of fashion. So it's getting those illusions out of the mind and the hearts of the spirits because you got so many people who's waiting for something for free. And freedom isn't free. When I say the freedom I'm talking about, of course, it's a self-expression. But once we take it from freeing our dome, our mental capacity, that no one else can do that but ourselves. Once we take it from that stage and be able to say, okay, I'm looking towards you, and we are working on a similar goal. We're working on similar ideas. We got the foundation built, and then we're taking those steps to get to the apex or the pinnacle of where we want to go for our overall liberation. And the last point I want to make uh, is I'm enjoying tonight's bill, and we definitely need to keep this going. I appreciate you being on with us tonight, Atlantis Awakes, and hopefully this won't be the last time. Hopefully it'll be something that continues from time to time.
Oh yeah, yes, brother. Because what you just said was so right and exact. My spirit was just dancing. You was saying what you was saying. I was like, yeah, teach that. Go ahead, brother. You know what I mean? But to get back to what you was saying in your build, brother, is you're right. You know what are some of the things that we could think of right now to the whole world of our people who could listen? How easy is it to go buy a bag of popcorn, go to the stove, pop that bag of popcorn, put in the little bag, go out onto the street and say, "Hey, this is $1. $1. Okay, it smells good, it's looking good. Even let them taste it. That tastes all right. You know what I'm saying? You just made some currency for yourself because a bag of popcorn ain't no more than like $3. You know, but how much could you pop? How much could you can make? You know, even if you wanted to go to something like the dollar store and buy some cups and decorate the cups and then sell those cups. There's always a way to make money and generate something for your people, even if it's picking up sticks and taking the sticks and making something out of it. We got to have the drive to do something in life. We got to have the drive to be somebody in life. We got to put our mark on this planet. We want people to say that was so and so when he was here, he did such and such. Because we can't say that we can't do this and that. Our people was getting whooped and blood gushing out, and they still made things happen. So I look up to them like, man, if they could do it, then I know I can do it. And if I can do it, I know you can do it. And if you can do it, we know they can do it. And if they can do it, we can do it. So there's always something we could do. There's so many brothers out there who are talented. You can draw. Go ahead and draw something. 10 cents, 25 cents. Generate some income for yourself. No, paint something. You got talent. Anything they can do, you can do. Anything they can build, you can build. It's just we always get hit up where we ain't no good. We can't do none. We got a low IQ. And you let that image get into your mindsets. And once it's in your mindset, you help our enemy con, contribute to our enemy. Let me put it this way: you contribute to the enemy and creating the mindset he wanted you to have of yourself. It's just like somebody saying, to somebody that they really like in school, but they say I don't like it, and they want to put the person down because they know that if they tell them how they feel, their heart might get broken. So the enemy knows exactly who we are, and the how can I put it? He knows the powers that we got as a people, and he don't want you to know you got it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we all got that power. Anything you put your mind to, you can do. You just have to put your mind to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's as simple as that. And
Yeah.
we got brothers and sisters. I'm all over this earth right now, just waking up. They, brothers is talented with the music. If you a basketball player, be the best basketball player you can be. If you a football player, be the best football player you be. If you can sing like the best singer you can, that's humanly possible. If you can cook, throw down and be the best cook you can. Because once we start saying this is my talent, this is what I am, and then we work to be the best of whatever we are, then we can start doing some things as a people. But what do? We put our talents away. Man, the library is always open. Go check out some books. Go get some knowledge in your head. You might not have no money for college, but you can go to the library. And if you ain't got a library card because you're homeless, you can still get a library card. You might only could check out 5 books, but you could read 5 books a day and get some knowledge in your dome. You can learn how to make something. You can get on that computer, that internet, and say, how do I do this? Or how, tips for homeless people. You know what I'm saying? And somebody who's homeless, who's in a better predicament than you, will tell you, this is what I did. So now we live in the world of information, information. There's no excuse as us as a people not getting where we got to go. And like the brother said, all we got to do is do. That's it. And
that's why the mind is the one that needs to be healed. Because that's what's in the way, the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs to be healed because your mind, or the mind that was given to you, which is called perception, into you. So that right there, you're in someone else's mind. So that needs to be healed so you can see yourself, not from someone else's view.
That's right. And a lot of times,
that's what free is taken. That's why I feel like, when I get home, all I'm gonna do, girl, I'm gonna be free. Take off my stuff.
Yeah, I know you.
You without anything else. You. That needs to be healed because we're beautiful people and we know it's right to live not under someone else's regime. We're free. We're naked. We know. This is what we want. That like mind is the mind that's gonna get it.
That's right. That's right. And somebody listening to this bill, because we chose in this moment in existence to have this bill, and somebody somewhere might be like, I might take that popcorn idea. I might start drawing. Oh yeah, I could go to the library. You could check out games. A lot of our children want something. I want that video game. They have made it in the library. You can rent a computer. You can go check out a game. I mean, you got resources. You just have to have the drive to do something in life. You have to have the drive to be somebody in life. You got this one chance as what you are right now. You might live again after this life, but let's just talk about right now. You got this one chance to be whoever you are right now. Why not be the greatest you?
Right.
The greatest you can be. That way, when you check out, they say, hey, ain't nobody like that person. They did da-da-da-da-da. Even if you were a homeless man, that dude used to play music every day when we walked down the street. He used to
that's why the sound therapy is because somebody would, if I do, I'm an artist, right? I do drawing, painting. Okay. I've never ever been trained to do it. It's something that I, acquired as a child, like I just got better at. I put it in my mind that I was gonna draw.
There you go.
I make music.
It's fascinating, ain't it?
I sew clothes. Wow. Whatever I do it all. That's why I say graphic design. That was one hat. I do videos. I do clothing design. Anything I put my mind to, I do, and I master it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the free. That's why I said we free, we naked. You know, just to be human.
We levitating, man. We flying off to another galaxy right now. And you can too. Anybody who's listening, you can too. All you gotta do is put it in the mind, and once you put it in your mind, put all your energy. Because this is how it works. I'm gonna show them how it works. When you put something in your mind, and you start putting your energy into that mind, all your thoughts is on that. All your actions is on that. All your movements is on that. And pretty soon it manifests in front of you. Just because you put it in your mind. That's how it works. So you keep putting you ain't gonna be nothing, that's what's gonna happen.
That's the beautiful thing. See, but then we gotta fix the frequencies, because what's in your mind is not in someone else's. That's not a like mind's mind.
Mm-hmm.
The vision for you, you might want, you put in your mind that goal that's in your picture. That's your goal mind. Like you want to live in that.
We all got different goals.
But what I'm saying, like you want a reflection of what's in your mind. What you see is what your reflection, right?
That's right.
In your mind is the nation with people, yada da 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 da. That's your.
Yeah, that's my mindset.
What I'm saying is, the mind that needs to be healed is not on that. I'm gonna get money, then I'm gonna spin off, and you know what I'm saying. So that's why we gotta heal the minds. Mm-hmm. And do the nation at the same time. I'm not putting it anywhere behind,
It's nothing wrong with a brother wanting to splash and spurge. Oh, go ahead, brother.
And on that note, 1 second, we're going because we've taken it to another angle, and that angle is I was gonna ask a question. So
okay, brother.
Again, and we're gonna.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Play the song.
Yeah, real quick, and then we're gonna get on it. We're gonna get back into that. I'm gonna ask a question.
Just want to make it. Just around about it. All right. So this is one of my favorite songs. It's a beautiful song. We always play it in the house, right?
Okay.
Everybody. This is beautiful. It's cranes in the sky. And this song, you could build on this song for hours and hours. But anyway. Yeah, man.
Do a show on that.
Right. Just this.
Touch on that.
Right.
Drink it away. I tried to put one in the air. I tried to dance it away. I tried to change it with my hair. I have a credit card below. Thought a new dress would make it better. I tried to work it away, but that just made me even sadder. I tried to keep myself busy. I ran around in circles, think I made myself dizzy. I slipped it away, I sexed it away, I ran it away. Away, 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 well, it's like cranes in the sky. Sometimes I don't wanna feel those feelings. It's like cranes in the sky. Sometimes I don't wanna feel those feelings. to run it away. But in my head be feeling clearer. I travel 70 states. Thought moving around make me feel better. I tried to let go my lover. Thought if I was alone, then maybe I could recover. To write it away, or cry it away. Don't you cry, baby, away. Away, away, but it's like cranes in the sky. Sometimes I don't wanna feel those feelings. Yeah, it's like cranes in the sky. Sometimes I don't wanna feel those
Mhm.
That was
Yes,
a
La
lot.
Soul in that one.
Yes, shout out, salute to Solange. Word, she came a long way. She's there.
That's right.
She's there.
Hooney would need to go.
Whom you had to go?
Yeah, so if you want to say good night or
Wanted you to answer on this question too. You can answer and then bounce.
Sir Hooney Bop.
Tune.
He got Tahuti in the back, right?
Yeah, the black one, you know.
Maybe he just didn't connect. He didn't disconnect. He texted me. He said he was.
Oh,
All right. So, what was your question? He said that he had to go.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, question,
Peace.
right? And Hooney, peace. I want a Hooney to answer on this question too. I'm gonna start it from this way though. I'm gonna start the question from Doc saying when I hear nation, because when I hear the word nation and nation time, it always goes back in my head to when Doc said nation time was over. And at the time when he said it to myself, I was like, what the hell is he talking about? But at the same time, I understood what he was talking about. Like, so the question is, when you say nation, like when you say nation time, referring to?
When I say nation, when you talking about when I'm talking about,
When Doc says nation
when
time,
Doc said nation.
when Doc says nation time is over, what do you perceive from that?
Oh, okay. What I think what Doc said or meant, you talking about Malachi Z. York, Doc?
Right.
If the
That's
master
teacher.
teacher said that nation time is over, then what he probably meant is the nation is already here. The people who are supposed to be lifted up out the graves is already lifted up out the graves. You know, the mummies have resurrected. Now we scattered abroad. So the nation is already here. So it's no need to, build a nation because the nation is already here. That's why nation time is over. So when we use these platforms, we just calling out to the already resurrected nation, the already resurrected people, the already, whether they might have been lost or fell off on the way, they are already here because what already was written to be will be. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
if the master teacher, who is also my master teacher, said that nation time is over, why would you have any other nation when we already know what the nation is? You know what I mean? He already said what we are. We're the Ethereans. You know, we are the ancient ones. We
Uh-huh.
came from the old ones, because the old ones on the side of Enel where there ain't no time. So, you know, they just old. But we became ancient on this side of Inky of the earth, where we came, you know, in time and space. So right now, you know what I'm saying, there ain't really nothing to build. And I'm just doing it from the question that you asked. A
No,
nation,
you
because the
on you
nation is already here. We
you
already
on point.
returned.
You I take my hat off, yo. It's a lot of people come on this platform and they profess to be at those stages, or they be on their own platforms
Yeah.
and they talk all this greatness about the master teacher and what they know about the master teacher and what the master teacher said, and they can never answer like that. Like, and not, and you even threw in admitting in a sense that you don't recall or know if the master teachers said it, but you took what I said factual that he said it and answered it. So like he said it. And that's what needs to be done in a nation that's the nation or be about a nation. That's what a nation is. And you're right, that nation is already here. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, what
It's
I mean.
already
So
here. Yeah.
all that trying to build a nation is over. And there's you wanted to
We
say
just
something
need
else?
those nations
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
need to come together. See, that's why you talking with us right now. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's all
saying?
that. We
That's
already
all
here.
that happens. Like we was talking about the 144,000 last night, but it's saying it in a figurative way, literal.
That's right.
Literal is figurative, and figurative is literal.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying
So
to anybody
yeah,
listening.
we coming together.
Any
We here
nation
now.
listening, we need to come together right now and get it done.
That's it. That's all.
I don't care if you're melanation. I don't care your nation of Islam. I don't care if you're a Hebrew Israelite. I don't care
Right,
what you are. We already here, because if the Hebrew
right,
Israelite nation is here, that's a nation. It's already here. If the Moorish nation,
right,
they already here. So
right,
what is there to build? We already got it. All we gotta do is come together and do what we got to do. What we all know
right.
we got to do. And all our leaders said one thing: we must liberate the minds and the spirits and the soul and the mentality of our people, and that's that. I don't care what you got from their teachings. That's the main thing they all talk.
You're right. You know why? Because what stops spiritual growth is the mind. If you can't
Mm-hmm.
connect to you on the other side of you, then you stuck.
You stopped.
You are a robot.
Yeah,
You are controlled by someone else when you're not free to yourself. Your mind is not free to your other use.
if if you can't allow your mind to teach you about yourself, tell you who you are.
Know who you are. You know what I'm saying? If your mind can't do that, you're under someone else's perception.
Right,
That's right. That's
because
right.
you assume to think that you have to take all factual things from someone else's
For it
literature,
to be a fact,
knowledge,
or for it
and
to
their
be a
book, all
truth
for right.
from someone else.
Instead of
Which
taking it from yourself, you don't have enough confidence, or you don't have enough know about
Mm-hmm.
yourself to know that you are the one teaching yourself.
Let
That's
me
crazy. Like,
right.
Because every
let me
teacher is
share
a
something right
guide.
quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Let me share something right quick before I let's turn in. I appreciate the question, Phenom, and I personally I heard the sacred spiritual master teacher say a lot of things, but I never personally heard him say that. He did or didn't. The main thing where I can say uh, the as I like to say, with the Master's Way perspective, it should get to a point where once you know what you know and you tapped into divine truth, then we don't necessarily have to debate back and forth, even if you come across a brother or a sister or a conscious or religious to the point where there might be some type of I don't want to say some type of disagreeableness, but we might not see things the same way or feel the same way about certain things.
Mhm.
It's nothing really to get bent out of shape about it. Not to the point where we can debate back and forth, to the point where we can end up becoming much more enemies and going in totally, different directions, opposed to what we're trying to have with coming from a foundation, a strong foundation, all the way up to our pinnacle where we need to be with rebuilding the nation. Okay. I want to pretty much end this by, someone did a post earlier and that song was banging. When the student is ready, that's why I actually changed their profile photo for this. I changed it. I changed it because I really had that in mind with that banging song. And I don't know if y'all can pull that up, but that was so on point with what I heard. So that's why I did that.
I'm glad you said that, homie. Not to cut you off. Let me say something real quick on that. That dude is actually saying what I mean by when Pop said Nation Time was over, because see, people was too busy trying to identify with a race, a nation, when he didn't come to identify a race, a nation in itself in that sense. He came to the being that was within that nation, that race. You see, the oversoul that was within the body, which was in that new being or that new being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people were so hung up on something that is beyond the nation. You see,
and that's perfect, Phenom. And that's the exact thing.
And dude in the song, that's what he's saying. He's like, I give you back all that shit.
Yeah, I got
he's
you.
the black Eminem. He's going in. He's the black Eminem. He's saying,
I don't give up.
Yeah.
No,
the other one with the gas. The gas.
But when you say Brother Hui,
it's ready. Hold on, I'm okay.
That's crazy.
Niggas call me a sellout cause I hopped in Christianity. Niggas call me a sellout cause I hopped in Christianity so strongly that I fell out. Now I'm avoiding questions like a scared dog with his tail down. Feeling so damn humiliated cause they looking at me like I'm hellbound. What story should I tell now? I'll just expose the truth. I'm so close to the fucking edge, I should be close to you. But who the fuck are you? You never show the proof. And I'm only fucking human, yo, what am I supposed to do? There's way too many different religions with vivid descriptions. Begging all fucking men and women to listen. I can't even be my dick without getting convicted. These ain't wicked decisions. I got different intentions. I've been itching to get it. I've been giving assistance, but the whole fucking system is twisted. Now I'm dealing with this backlash because my decision is Christian. And I've been told that my simple life isn't addiction. But I can't buy it. It's just too hard to stand beside it. I need an answer, humans can't provide it. I look at the earth, the sun, and I can tell the genius man designed it. It's truly mind-blowing, I can't deny it. Is heaven real? Is it fake? Is it really how I fantasize it? Where's the Holy Ghost at? How long does it take a man to find it? A lines and non-stop date playing and I can't rewind it. You gave me the Bible and expect me not to analyze it. I'm frustrated and you provoked it. I'm not reading that motherfucking book because the human wrote it. I have a fucking brain, you should know it. You gave it to me to think, to avoid every useless moment. It was a mission that I had to abort, cause humans be lying with such an inaccurate source. It's gonna be hard to put me back on the course. Next year, always witness to come on my court, that's why I'm slamming the door. A lot of folks believe it, but I'm not surprised. Humans are fucking dumb, still thinking that Pac's alive. I ain't trying to take your legacy and torch it down. I'm just saying, I ain't heard shit from the horse's mouth. Just sheep always telling stories of older guys who were notarized by you and you finally vocalized. Now I'm supposed to bow my head and close my eyes and somehow let the Holy Ghost arise. Sounds like a fucking culture guy. Show yourself and the door is done. Every room is gone. I no longer doubt the shit. You're the one. I'll admit that my simple ways were stupid fun, and all my old habits can hop on top of a roof and plunge. I donate to a charity that could use the funds. Fuck the club instead of bitches. I hang with a group of nuns, and everyone I ran into would know what I came to do. I wouldn't take a step unless it was in the name of you. I hate the fact that I have to believe you have to be chatting with me like you did Adam and Eve. And I ain't seen no fucking talking snake or rabbit from trees with an apple to eat. That shit never happens to me. I don't know if you do it, don't exist. It's driving me crazy. Send your condolences. This is me reaching to you, so don't forget that hell is truly a pit of fire and I get thrown in it. I'ma probably regret the fact that I ever wrote this shit. My gut feeling says it's all fake. I hate to say it, but fuck it, shit, I done lost faith. This isn't a small phase. My perspective's all changed. My thoughts just keep picking shit apart all day. And in my mind, I make perfect sense. If you aren't real, then all my prayers aren't worth a cent. That will mean that I can just make up what my purpose is, and I can sit and drink and just say fuck in the services. Man, what if Jesus was a facade? And that would mean the government's God. I feel like they've been brainwashing us with a lot, so much that we don't even notice that we're stuck in the box. Man, everything is what if. Why is it always what if? Planet Earth, what if? The universe, what if? A sacrifice, what if? My afterlife, what if? Every fucking thing that kills you is fucking suspect. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done.
Hey, Phenom, let me share this right quick before I sign off, man. Phenom, let me share this right quick. Now, now, is it just me? Because when I first heard it, and I just heard it again, sound like I heard. First of all, that's that old New York swag right there. What I heard that he can't even beat his, what, without being convicted. But that's a whole nother thing. But sound like he said. Sound like I heard. And I'm not saying this to get in no debate, but sound like I heard him say that some people even think that Pop's alive. I could have sworn that that's like about the third time I actually heard that. Now, that's for the people who's kind of wrestling back and forth on that. But I'm just saying it openly. That's exactly what it sounded like I heard him say. Yeah. That's what he actually meant by that, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's what
Did you hear that too? Was it just me?
I heard that too.
He said it.
Huh?
Yeah, I heard that too, brother.
He said it.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't hearing things. Okay.
Hey, Pop is alive in one sense, in the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's many ways I see the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a answer this brother's question, the man who made the song. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you listening, brother. You know what I mean? Now, when we're talking about an afterlife, I mean, what do you see as an afterlife? Because the afterlife could be your glory after life. You know what I'm saying? You might not exist, or you might exist, but let's say you didn't exist. You still exist with your works on the earth. So your earthly life is still speaking. So even in death, you still alive through the minds of the people. So you still rocking. You know what I'm saying? So even though my body might be gone, my works gonna speak for themselves. That's why the most important thing is your works. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't working to do anything, then you don't got no afterlife. Because if you really go back to all these ancient cultures, or forget the ancient cultures, if you go back to how Ani Konsun of Atlantis Awakes thinks of an afterlife, I would say that if you pass on from this life, we already know that you're made out of energy. So you're not going to die in that sense. You might not be conscious of what you're going to become, or you might stop being conscious of what you used to be. But as you are this, as your body has took it, or as your spirit, or whatever you want to call it, as your atoms, your energy has took this human form can do something. And that something can be great and leave a mark, or it can be nothing and you just fade away like everything else. But let's say you leave a mark, like Martin Luther King. Even though he's gone, he's still in the afterlife because we're still talking about him. You know what I'm saying? The ancestors put it in stone. They gone, but we still talking about it. So they still living on through their legacy. So that, brother, is the afterlife you're looking for. And with that song, you just put yourself in the afterlife. Because niggas going to be listening to that song like, yo, boy killed it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he ripped that. He ripped that. He ripped that.
Yeah,
Let me share this right quick though. And this is going into what the question that you posed, my brother-in-law, Master. And look, again, that's why I went ahead and changed that profile photo. Okay, and this is key. I always put those keys there, right, Twin Spirit? I always put those keys there. So here's another one. This is the master key. What I'm about to say. For so many, have put the sacred spiritual master teacher on a pedestal to the point where he's up here and we are down here, to the point where no one can't be just as good or even better. And he never
But they
said that
gotta be
himself.
that first, though.
But he never said that himself, though. Okay, and this is where a lot of people became trapped at. Okay, this is where a lot of people became trapped at. And to each his own. To each his own. And like I said it before, and I say it again, don't get pimp slapped by me. But I chosen not to do that. I see him as my teacher. He always get that to a degree. Earlier, no photo is saying, and what you're about to hear me say now. I'm not having no master above me. That's not that's not resonating within my soul. That's not what I'm here to do. Okay, and no master for the people who need to hear it. That's not stuck. No master is capable of teaching or telling potential students or what you're calling adapts everything that they are supposed to know. It's impossible. It's impossible. And it was never meant that way. It was supposed to get to a point where, and he was one of the best that ever did it. Come on, say the master teacher. Part of him, what he did for me. Let me speak about what he did for me personally. Opportunity to meet him personally and travel with him for many, many years. Thing that he did for me and helped bring out certain things that I was already learning, certain things I was already doing, and helped me to become more me, which is my stage, coming after life or after effect. Okay, this is my level where I'm at now, to the point where, and I was striving to be this way from the get go. Okay, until things hit the fan. When things hit the fan, it just gave me the opportunity to become more me and be able to be strong enough for me to be able to think on my own. And that's the master key right there. When the student is ready, the master will appear. And it's not talking about no one particular master in particular. Okay? It's talking about each individual is supposed to become their own master. That's the way it's always supposed to have been. Okay? But you got some people who need that. Some people who need to be guided. Some people who need to be looking towards someone else for guidance and for to constantly tell them what to do. Some people need that.
Yeah, I can respect that, brother.
Okay, so you know, to each his own. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, I want to add on to what you're saying before you go, brother. Is when we're talking about the master teacher. Now, the master teacher never said that he's higher than anyone, because the master teacher said the master's guide my pen. If the master guides his pen, that means there's other masters out there. Also, the master teacher told you that my only job is to resurrect you into a God like me, and you are the God. So the master teacher never said that he was the only God and you should be at his feet. See, people make hadiths after people go. Or people make hadiths adding on or taking away, adding their little spin on it. But if you actually was a student of the master teacher, you would know that everything that these people saying is just nonsense, because that's not what the man taught. His only job was to break the spell. He was the best that ever did that. Break the spell of religion inside and out. It's done. You know what I mean? They ain't got no more legs to stand on. But the thing he wanted to do is take us out of doctrine. Not doctrine, but yeah, doctrine.
Yeah, you right, good.
And what you call the thing I'm trying to say? Philosophy, monopoly, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff don't get you nowhere. That you can have millions of facts and still don't know the truth. The truth is that you come from the other side of hydrogen. You came into a physical form. There's rules and regulations in this physical form that you have to abide by. There's things around you that you have to live, and you, the God, and you, the being yourself, have to be able to get past the obstacles that you're presented with, right? So that's what he came to do. That's all he came to do. Break you out of religion and tell you the science of being before being. Now that that's done, there's nothing else to talk about. Just like if the brother is what he says true, I haven't heard it. But if Pop said nation building nation time is older, that's because all the nations have already been formed and made. Now all we got to do is come together as a people and do what we got to do. So the people who get stuck and they start worshiping Malachi Z. York is the greatest in this. Yeah, he is the greatest in that field. Okay? Just like somebody might say Dr. Sebi might have been the greatest in his field. He actually went to court and won them cases, regardless of the slander people might say. You know, Martin Luther King was the greatest at the time as his field, but it doesn't mean that we can't be the greatest at this time, in this moment, in this now, in our field, and in our way, and in what we came to do, why we came to this planet, why we incarnated here, what's our skills. So that's where people get it twisted because they stuck. They didn't walk with the master. He didn't say walk behind me. He didn't say walk at my feet. He didn't even say walk in front of me. He just said walk with me. You know, it's like you and your brother is walking up to the store together. You and your family is walking together. Y'all one. That's what he said. So if a brother listens to something me or you or the sister say, twin spirit, and then they want to fall at our feet and worship us, that's on them because that never came out of our mouth. What we said is, we is doing all this. We put our mind, we did all this stuff. And if you want to do it too, we can guide you. But that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's going to start with you. And that's why the sister says some people need religion. So they made a religion out of whoever they wanted to make. You know, some people worshiping Noble Drew Ali. The prophet Noble Drew Ali said da da da. Now, I ain't taking anything away from that man because the prophet Noble Drew Ali, as we like to call him, built the nation behind him. You know what I'm saying? He resurrected people. No matter if he did it in a way that we might want to disagree with or wasn't always right in his act, he did that. A lot of these people who are complaining, they ain't done nothing yet. So I'm the type of person, until you can raise people up like these men do, you ain't got a leg to stand on when it comes to talking about it. So with your comment, I agree full-heartedly because what you were saying is just how you feel as a being. I ain't gonna have no master teacher over me. You know, he helped me do what I needed to do. So that means he did his job. He helped you do what you need to do. And now you doing what you need to do, which is going to help other people do what they need to do. And that's how we network. That's how we all one web that the enemy can get trapped in because he going to get trapped with all of us. You know, it's good. We all work in the trap. But if we, all divided and stuff, those people ain't part of our thing, brother. Those people are the people who are confused. Those people are the ones who want to have confusion because it's nowhere in Elijah Muhammad's Muhammad speech that he said, bow down to me. And, this man, Farrakhan, he, regardless of what the Nation of Islam thinks of Honorable Minister Farrakhan, not Farrakhan, I'm sorry, Fard Muhammad, sorry, that if they want to worship that man, then they said one key ingredient that they missed. He was God in the person. So if he's God in the person, I'm also God in the person. You're also God in the person. We're all God in the person. So at the time, that God that came to them had a little more knowledge about themselves than they had. But once you got that knowledge, now you can move on from what that God taught you and be an even greater God than you already were, if you were. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say to the family is that we all had the potential to be our greatest self. And some people are going to be the greatest at basketball for the time being until somebody takes their title. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali was the greatest boxer. He lost though, but you can't take nothing from him. But Floyd Mayweather right now, he ain't lost. So until he loses, until somebody comes up and do what that brother did, they can't really say, well, he ain't the best boxer. You know what I'm saying?
Thing is, I want to add to what you're saying is
go ahead, sister.
That he was the greatest of all times because in his mind, don't matter if Frazier right now, whoever is undefeated. In Muhammad Ali's mind, he was the greatest of all times.
I mean, that's an act. Not just
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he'll be remembered through all times for that phrase, the greatest of all times.
Because he put that into being. That's what he manifested.
He would tell you now he was going to knock you out in.
Yep.
He knocked you up. You know what I'm saying?
And he said you're going out by the count of you're going out in this ring, and it manifested.
What did he bring to boxing though? That we all can agree: spirit, soul, charisma. Nobody has that in boxing. right now.
Excitement. He brought excitement.
They just fight.
Yeah.
There ain't no
And he was
there ain't
a conscious
nothing
mind,
else. Yeah.
so called.
He was of the
He
nation.
was a conscious mind, so called.
Yeah, he was
You
in
know,
the Nation of Islam, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And so he knew knowledge of self.
Yep.
Whatever
See?
degree he knew it in itself, and you could tell by his demeanor, his personality, how he taught. He said, I ain't marrying no Chinese, you know, I love my black woman because, you know, we get along, you know, she gonna cook Chinese food, I don't eat that. So he had
Look at
his
his name.
charisma.
His name.
You know what I mean?
Muhammad,
Mhm.
praiseworthy, Ali, the highest.
There you
The
go.
highest
So,
praise.
there you go.
Crazy.
So that's why I'm saying until there will never be another me and there will never be another you. So if you really want to be honest here, if there was one boxer, there couldn't be the greatest boxer or the worst boxer, it'd just be the boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when people take different roles and different trades, the world has to say which one had the best skills, which one had the, you know, the best charisma, which one, you know, could draw the picture better. And now this is still a personal perspective, but that's when people get into the highs and the lows. But if you were the only being on planet, nobody would care if you're the greatest human or the worst. You'd just be the human. If there was only one dog, it wouldn't be a good dog because you wouldn't know what a good dog is or a bad dog is. You just know there's a dog. You know what I mean? So since we're so multiple, you know, different levels of existence and different manifestations of different things, and some of us gravitate to certain ideologies, philosophies, and truths, we'll see who has the greatest among that, because that's when people have to put you in a box or try to, because they said, well, he says he's a NASCAR racer. Let's see his stats. Well, it says that he ain't won no race, so he sucks. You know what I mean? And he might be the best to his family because he's racing. You know, they like what he's doing, but his stats, he never won. You know what I mean? And then here's another guy who, you know, his family hate him, but in racing, he's winning every match. So we would have to say, even though we don't like the man personally, he is the greatest NASCAR racer because he is winning. His work show it. So that's what I'm trying to say.
You know what? But that's what I say because of me and my artistry or whatever. Like, I'm not comparing myself to nobody. I'm great.
You're not doing it for competition.
If it was for competition, even if I lost, I knew in my mind I did my best.
Yeah, exactly.
If a mistake happened, it's not going to take away from my self-worth if I don't make $1 million.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't talking about that, sister. No, I get what you're coming from.
But I'm saying that's where their mind has to be, the best of you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else, you're you.
That's true. And that's why I like what the brother was saying, Hui. But what I was just trying to elaborate is, in this world, I think we have 3 ways we have to look at things.
Yeah.
How we see ourselves, and how others around us see ourselves, and how the world sees ourselves. Now, I could cut off the two, say, I don't really care how the world sees me, and I don't really care how you see me. I just care how I see me. And that would be the level of reality I would live in. But if I was only living in that reality, I wouldn't care about anything around me. You see what I'm saying? I just care about me. But since I know that I also care about me, I also care about the things around me, and I also care how the world sees me, I have to simultaneously do all 3 at once.
The Christ consciousness.
Yeah. You know, you got to do all 3 at once.
Yes.
So,
I just want to share my final thoughts right quick, sir, before I sign off. Thank you so much for inviting me on, you know, and thank you so much for being here, Atlantis Awakes. My final thoughts on as far as what we talk about this particular subject of nation building, and this is a key point that a lot of us tend to do. First, I want to say it's human nature, but it's the main thing that concerns me when I talk about Melanite people, the people who got some of the greatest challenges in getting our stuff together in order for us to be a free and independent nation. Okay, and there's a habit that a lot of people have put a lot of the leaders of the past as well as the president, put them on a pedestal only to get to a point where they can knock them down anytime that they want. See, that's that silliness that I'm talking about that I want to try to help stomp out, as I like to call it, that Negro or Negaro type of mentality.
There you
Because
go. I like
that's
that
that
word.
type,
Say it again, brother.
the Negaro. That type of mentality. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
this is what a lot of people tend to do. They place so many people, be it people of mythology or the people who actually live, put them on a pedestal only to a point where they can come sometime later or someone else can come on and knock that person down, and then they right back there from the beginning. Okay, this is something that I want to share with us, and I know, and I feel your spirit. Okay, Atlantis
Okay.
Awakes, and I already know the phenom. I already know how he get down. My brother-in-law, as well as
Yeah.
Twin Spirit. I already know that how that is, and I'm just coming to get to know you. And many of us are at that level to the point where we're able to be respectful for the people who came, our predecessors, who
Yeah.
actually came before us. We can be respectful, and I don't have to get into no debate on who was the greatest and who was the best, because you got a lot of people who still stuck on that. They still stuck, literally. They're still stuck on that. You take one of the greatest posters that ever came out during the Ansarullah school of
Day.
thought.
Yeah.
Okay, when you look at that, we are family, and
Mm-hmm.
the ignorant mind will see some people sitting and some people standing, and the ignorant mind will try to say, okay, well, why is it? And for those of us who know
Yeah.
what photo or what poster I'm talking about,
I know what you're
okay,
talking.
the ignorant
Keep on.
mind, you got some people standing around the table and you got some people sitting down at the table. Okay, and here's where the silliness that has been happening that needs to stop. Okay, because it's been going on for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And the unique thing about it, and that's a key point that was actually in the poster the whole time. The poster wasn't a rectangle, it wasn't a square table, it was a round table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he said it best as Elibam Isa back in the day that, this way that each one of us are at the head of this table. Even though the ones that were sitting down and some were standing up, they still was at the head of that same table. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but like I say, it's human nature at some point, and then I think it's just blatant ignorance at other points where people want to do that. They want to place these great leaders like the ones that was on that particular poster, as well as what's
Mm-hmm.
happening now with the many people that came. They put them on a pedestal only for something to come out and say, okay, oh, that person, he wasn't all righteous because he messed with someone outside his legal wife and
And they
all of
ain't
that
all
silliness.
righteous. You know what I'm
You know,
saying? So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
that silliness. So if
That's
we
silliness.
are
Yeah. Go
if
ahead.
we are gonna build this nation, for lack of a better word, we got to stop doing that. Stop putting whether it's me or anyone else on a pedestal to the point where you can come down later and try to pick out my faults or try to find fault with something that I'm saying or something that I'm doing. This is
And
why
just
I
as
say
yeah.
with with the master way perspective, and I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. All the masters or teachers who ever came, it's been part of all of our jobs is to help bring
Mm-hmm.
out the best in each individual. It's trying
Yep.
to help to bring out for to be the best that each one of us are supposed to be. In order for us to be contributors to
Mm-hmm.
this apex, what we're trying to go as a whole. So, that's what I'm saying in that sense. I want to say that in that sense. And this is way, in that way, if we do that, we ain't got to worry about some enemy coming along. So, well, that person did that, man.
Yeah, because we ain't gonna care. We're gonna
That's
say he did what he did.
besides the issue. That's
Yep.
besides the giving the person, and this is what I'm saying that no other nation I've ever seen. One
Yeah.
side. They're the ones that always live amongst us. Their best, and they never be that to even give the person credit for what they try to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about a people
Breaking up.
Yeah, brother. Breaking up a little bit.
Huh? Yeah, I guess
You were
because my phone
breaking
is
up.
about ready to count out. You
Oh, I
know,
see.
so and all love, pure love, divine and respect for all of us. And then, you know, y'all continue to build and hopefully be another time for us together again. Okay.
Peace,
All
brother.
right. Peace, Sweeney Bubba too. I wanted to say, you out of here, but I was gonna say, I wanted to get on another part of that question of what I was saying was, cause I was saying, like, everything y'all said was great. Add on more to it is what I was saying. Like, we now in the time where nations against nations, brothers and sisters against brothers and sisters, sons against fathers, daughters against mothers and fathers. You know what I mean? Cousins against cousins. Um, where all that falls to the waistline, to the side for the new, the unified. I would love to start saying like unifying a family or something like that. Family time, like the fathers, the elders, they're coming back for their children. Like the elders, the mothers, they're here. Like we're now not just that. See that dead syndrome that you was talking about is that us new beings, human beings, or new beings that what they was calling us, or the shell of the house we use, the vehicle that we use to come here.
Mm-hmm.
It's already dead. It's death. It's dead. This is another
That's
state.
right.
We came from life to death. But now in this day and time, in the new millenniums, as time passed and revelations and the thunders and the veils and everything, you know what I mean, vows broke, you know, currency where those are the first of the last and the last of the first. And the last right now or the first incarnated already. It's a lot of we here. Motherfuckers looking for us to come in on the ship, but that's the other side of us. See it?
Yeah.
Coming in. That's the other side of
Mm-hmm.
us, that whole light being. And we in that state. Not to take away from that building or the unification of us coming together as family or to build econ not economics because all social all practical ways of life which is going to change. Governments going to disappear, nations are going to disappear. Only
But we
those,
ain't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, all that shit is going to disappear. Only those that are supposed to be here in the replenishing the rebirth of the ending of the world is going to see what's going to be next to be built.
But see, that's what
But
we was
not
talking
the
about
not,
the other day, brother. Remember? Not to
huh?
cut you. Remember we was building upon the other day about the 144, right?
Right.
Now, if we go to uh, Dr. Malachi Z. York's stroll when he's talking about the elect few, he
Right.
leaves it there.
Black. There
He
you
leaves it
go.
there. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go. Come on.
You know, when he leaves it there, once those elect few are done, we were the ones that were prophesied to replenish the earth again. You know, to bring back law or ma'at. You know, to bring back knowing your star system, knowing exactly where you came from, knowing where you came from the heavens, know where you reside for real. You know what I'm
Thank
saying? Not
you.
just this shell. But a lot of people stop there. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They never understood what it meant.
Yeah. You
And they
can't.
already are here. That's why I said the nation
Yeah.
building is over because we already here. And when I
It's
say
yeah,
nation, I
man.
want you to know I mean family.
Right. I know. I know. I know. I just want to make it clear for the audience and the people
Okay.
in the background because people really think it's a nation time type of thing. And it's not. It's not a nation time type of thing. It's not a black thing. It has nothing to, you know what I mean? This thing
Yeah.
has to do within you. You know, like you said, um there's a time coming as, but it not. I don't like using that word coming because it's here and it's happening.
Yeah,
So
it's
there's
here. You just
occurrences
gotta wait for the
happening
yeah.
on the regular to you
Mm-hmm.
or to us
Mm-hmm.
upgrades. But in a blink of an eye, there's one upgrade that's gonna come on that's gonna turn the switch, and you just better be ready.
That's right.
Looking in the inbox when y'all was talking about the atomics and the light density shell and those things of that nature. But it's gonna come a time. I used to tell people when I was younger, before reading it, I was like, it's gonna come a time, when we're gonna transform and turn into nobody ever seen before. People ain't even gonna understand when they see the transformation, because the tone, the frequency gonna go out so fast, and when it go out and it pings, you just automatically snap. Like they got soldiers like that, and this is where they get that idea from, the Sentinel, those type of programs, iRobots, RoboCop. They get all that from those higher senses that we already possess naturally.
That's right.
So right now is a time of the body snatches. People are getting body snatched left and right. Whether you getting body snatched from a good entity or a bad entity, you getting snatched, because that force has to leave here. Because this whole planet is getting an upgrade. It's not just for the entities of us. This planet also is getting an upgrade, because we're in the fifth dimension. We're moving in the fifth. Like by the end of August, we'll be in the fifth dimension. By the end of August, we're in the sixth.
And that's like you were saying.
That's fast. See, that's fast, because if we just came into fifth. So that fast. Means Earth had to get an upgrade, and it has to be evolving, because it couldn't exist beyond the third degree, the third dimension.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like person, place, or thing, because a lot of times people don't realize, like when the master said that, or when anybody said that,
right?
Everyone, is for lack of better words.
Yeah.
Is when you get beyond person, place, or thing, everywhere on Earth, you will be stuck in those 3 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, when you come to the 4th degree, then where are you at? At substance, right? But substance is still a thing, because it sums up to something, so it's something, right? So when you go past that, now where you at? You in gas. But if you still consciousness is still what? Being perceived, and to be perceived, you got to have a perceiver. So once you really do get out those 3 levels, that's when you free.
Like, motherfuckers think they actually seeing human beings, and they not. Motherfuckers think actually seeing a physical being, and they not. You seeing a hologram. You know what I mean? So when people say, he grew up, Pac back to life through the hologram on the stage and all that, but Pac was already alive anyway. You know what I mean? Because Pac was dealing past the 3rd degree. Pac was beyond the 3rd degree, man.
That's right.
He was in the stage already. He knew what he came to do. You know what I mean? And he knew what he had to do. When he realized what he really had to do, he made a decision. And that decision is to keep you wondering if he's dead or alive. You know what I mean? But that's the kid. That's his expression. So it's real. Like you was telling Hooney about, that's his expression. So the brother is only speaking what he's feeling. He's throwing out everything that he's feeling and going through inside. So his thought says to him that Pac's not alive. You know what I mean? That you gotta have a body to prove someone's dead. Alive. It ain't nobody see Pac's body.
That's right. That's right.
I don't care what picture they got up in the autopsy book.
That was proven fake anyway.
Shit, that's fake. The nigga look straight alive. Skin ain't even pale. But they cut him soon as he died. Let's get his heart. Let's get his liver.
But see, if we listen to Pac, you know what I'm saying? What did Pac say in his songs? He said, "Nigga, I'm dead, resurrected like Jesus." You know what I'm saying? Like,
nigga, I'm a ghost. He said,
I'm a ghost. Nigga, I'll be ghost. Remember that song?
Yeah,
So
he
he
said
already
that.
had, like he was telling you, man, I'm tired of this life. Fuck these niggas. I'm about to be gone. You know what I mean? And he always was influenced by Machiavelli. And if we study the story of Machiavelli, he faked his death. Why was he so inspired in this man? So he might have manifested that same reality for himself.
And he had to die broke. He couldn't cash in on no motherfucker no insurance policy. So it had to seem like he was broke. But that's not breaking the law. But not even on a grand scale, like on a grander scale, he was ghost. Like he said, he didn't be back with a time when this shit is really unified. When this shit is really riding. Coming
Yeah.
time, motherfuckers gonna have to ride. And we ain't gonna ride the way the army and them riding either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody think it's gonna be in that sense, but it's like Doc said, motherfuckers gonna be in the middle of the street, and it may be a maimed, it may be an arm or leg, and it may, you know what I mean? You may put that person that may be worthy of you putting that limb back on. Those 144 Melchizedeks he was talking about that to do the same works as the Messiah, will be able to put his back on, make one seed. I mean, so
I'm right there with you. I'm rocking.
you know, so I always have to throw that in there because I never hate to just throw a throw up out there that I'm involved with and say, yo, this is what we doing, and not put the proper spin on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not with all that, like the dude talking about, oh, showing his tribal card. Just the shit how we met. Not even, no, we already met, but how we was on the post and then we became, we here, right here, within 2 days, 2 or 3 days. The guy on the post with the tribal card and someone was locked in a school and they master teacher never said I self Lord and master. What?
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, what the
Remember
master
that
teacher
the
had
whole
told him.
time, nigga, all you gotta do is go to the Supreme alphabets. Fuck you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to keep it simple without reading it, go to the Supreme alphabets that's in the holy tablets.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It's right there laid down. I would like to say stone, you know what I mean, but
Yeah.
it's laid in plain sight, pretty much. It's just people don't want to read it. They don't want to overstand, but they want to
That's
talk about something they didn't even read or take. See, for
yeah.
instance, to make a long story short, I cannot talk about a movie that I ain't seen. Because if I start giving the opinion of the movie, it might be way off. The movie might be talking about dinosaurs, but I'm talking about cats. It don't add up. But if I
Right.
saw the movie, then I would say, oh man, it's talking about dinosaurs. Why am I talking about cats? So it's the same with scriptures. It's the same with knowledge. You over there talking about, I know this and that, but a person who already knows the truth is like, well, the truth has nothing to do with it, brother. So what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel a lot of times when these brothers and sisters like Malachi, you're this, or Noble Drew Ali that. And it's like, did you really study the man and
Right.
study what the man did and study
That's
the
like,
people around the man?
not to cut you off, but
Go ahead,
that's
brother.
like, that's just like motherfuckers thinking he's in jail. Like,
Yeah.
how stupid can you be? So not even how stupid can you be? That means you saying that you was following a mere mortal, that you was behind a greater scam of things, because now that turns into a scam in the scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Because you put them on a plateau of a regular person, a mortal.
That's right. And
For
that
him,
means that, like
that
you
means
said,
it
bro,
was
you
a
just hit it.
scam. It was a game. Y'all was a part of a big sham. It was a big game. Those things, those works he done, or the works he say he's done, it don't exist. He's not who he
Mm-hmm.
said he is then, or he
Mm-hmm.
said was within him. So you
Yeah.
just wipe away, and then everybody wanted to mysteriously say they never heard him say he had clones. I'll be like, what?
In the book.
Yeah, then they be like, what book, brother?
Yeah.
Those scrolls
Man
on
from the
my phone.
planet Risk, man.
I said I'll just give you one book, Man from Planet Red. They
Yeah.
go do the research, come back and say, yeah, it's there on page. Wow, yeah. He said he had a clone in Tibet. Smoke used to just come out his mouth.
He
And
said
he
got
said
like
'cause he
what,
had a
7?
clone in Tibet that smoked.
And he even said most people got 7 clones in the book. They didn't read that
Yeah,
either.
and he got all of fucking movie
What?
actors and politicians that
Yep.
got dumped that look just alike.
Yep. So I mean, people don't want the affirmation. They want to be informed, and being informed is being exactly that. You know what I'm saying? You
So when
in
they
a
told
little
you,
box of where I want to keep you. You know what I
when
mean?
he said when they told you they was cloning monkeys and sheeps and all that, that means they been was cloning people. They already knew the operation of cloning. When they told you something, they already been was doing it already by the time they tell you.
What they call it? Doppelganger?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, doppelganger, right?
Yeah, it's a
It's like a
doppelganger.
W. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
So we say it that way, nobody argues. But we say clone.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
And if y'all watch anime, it's what the Shadow Clone Jutsu with Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so same thing. But you know that's the beauty of our conversation, our build, that we can go to many levels in existence of the same truth that we speaking. You know what I mean? And some people, they only think they can go one road, one level,
Well, they
one
can though. That's the
mental.
point. The point
They
is because they
can.
only can. They only can go one road.
Mm-hmm.
They only can go one way.
Yep. And that one way is limited. You know what I'm saying? Because I can go to a
Yeah.
road. Let's say I'm in New York, and I start going down a road that's going to lead me to Florida. But after that, the road stops, and I'll be in the sea if I keep going. Then I'll have to
Right.
swim across, you know what I'm saying, because the ocean is pretty deep, and maybe I'll hit the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? So it's still going to be, life is eventually going to take you to that, but you don't want it to drastically just throw you in the ocean and now you're drowning. You know what I mean? You want to
Yeah.
have at least the land under your feet where you can, have a firm foundation in whatever you're doing. And if you are casting the sea, bring a boat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I hope the listening audience is get soaking this up like a sponge, and I hope everybody gains something from it, no matter how big, no matter how small. And it was a pleasure being on the panel, and hopefully we can have me featured and more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
can definitely do that.
Look at me, like it's my show.
Yeah, we can, nah, we can do that, brother. Matter of fact, we ain't even gotta take it too far from here. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good deal. Um, oh, a greater understanding of things. I respect all boundaries
Mm.
way back because some of where they at by default and it ain't on them and they'll be all right. But majority of them is like on the screen. It's like you know what time it is when you're playing games and your time is up.
Yeah.
And while you ignoring the fact of what's taking place around the world every day, drastically on all
Mm-hmm.
levels, from the weather to social living, all type of things, body snatching, body part selling.
Yeah.
While you caught up in talking about the next thing that's going to take place, these occurrences are happening.
It's
The,
right.
so, matter of fact, I got a notification of something supposed to probably gonna be some lights in Oregon tonight. Northern Lights is supposed to be out. It's gonna be some lights in Oregon tonight. They said some strange lights. We were trying to listen to it before the show.
Mm.
Things like that. The Beirut channels, talking about how close he's showing, how close he, the 19th galaxy itself is coming in.
Yep, and you already seen the two suns. That's one thing to add to the bill, brother, is a lot of people waiting for the end of the world, but it's already here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's been here.
The surges that's taking place on the sun that they photographing. There's a lot of things taking place, man.
Mm-hmm.
We usually do that stuff on Freestyle Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the session, and we did it. Sunday session.
Yeah.
All right. And we out of here. Peace.
Yeah, we out here. Peace.
Rahu Bot, because Rahu is back.
And Wadu.
Wadu. That's it. And that.